If you're looking for a fun game to practice the English language for describing people, then I have a great one for you. It's simple, adaptable, and you can use it again and again. I'm Will from Enchanted ESL, and in this video we're talking about Similo, a great little cooperative card game that practices vocabulary and speaking. It's ideal for students learning to construct sentences about what people look like, but you can use it for many other things too. It works best with a small group, about 3 to 6 players. And you can buy the official version, like this one, for about $10. And it comes in loads of different varieties, with animals, myths and legends, and even Harry Potter. But if you can't get a hold of it where you are, or if you have a big group and you don't want to spend lots on loads of different copies, then I have you covered. Later I'll show you how you can get your hands on some custom-made versions that I've designed specifically for use in the English classroom. Alright, in the explainer we're going to be using this history version, but don't worry, you don't need to be history buffs, you students don't need to know who any of the people are. We're just going to be focusing on describing their physical appearance. To play, you need to decide who is going to be the clue giver. The first time you play the game, this should probably be you, the teacher. Shuffle the cards and choose one at random. We have Ludwig van Beethoven. This is our mystery card. Now take 11 random cards from the rest of the deck, add in the mystery card, and shuffle them all together. Then lay all 12 cards out for everyone to see. As the clue giver, it's your job to help the other players find out the mystery card, but you're not allowed to say anything, and you're not allowed to give anything away with your body language. You must be silent and stony-faced. The way you give information is with 5 clue cards. You take these at random from the remaining cards in the deck, and you will present them in 5 rounds. In the first round, the other players have to decide on one card to eliminate, one they think is not the mystery card. The clue giver plays one of the clue cards. You can play it vertically or horizontally. Vertical means that the clue card is similar to the mystery card. Horizontal means that it is different. We are going to play Isaac Newton vertically because it's similar to the mystery card Ludwig van Beethoven. They look quite similar, don't they? Great. Now the players have to eliminate a card that is different to Isaac Newton. It takes a little while for students to get their head round this. They have to eliminate a card that is different from the clue card because the mystery card is similar to the clue card, and they don't want to eliminate the mystery card. So a discussion begins, and here you have to decide how much structure you want to put into the game. With a smaller group of mature advanced students, you can let them have a free-form discussion. I usually trust them to use the language in a positive and natural way. However, with students who are not as advanced or not as mature to handle this kind of conversation, you want to add in a lot more structure. And here's how I do it. Start with the student to your left. They give their opinion with a structured sentence. For example, I think we should get rid of Queen Elizabeth because she has ginger hair and she has green eyes. This is different to Isaac Newton. It's a good idea to write the frame of the sentence somewhere so students can use it as a reference. And then you move on to the next student and they give their opinion in the same way. In the beginning, encourage them to talk about a different card. Give a reason on why they should eliminate that rather than the same one that somebody just said. And if they're lower level, they don't have to make such a complex sentence. It could be as simple as, I think Alexander the Great. He has brown hair. He has a big nose. Or you can challenge more advanced students to give even more detailed reasons. Adjust it to the ability of your students. Keep going until you get to the final student. They give their opinion, but they also have the final say. They are the decision maker. They take into account the opinions of everyone before them, and then they decide which card to eliminate. In this case, they agree with the second student, and Alexander the Great is out. Good, Alexander the Great wasn't our mystery card, so the game continues and we go to the second round. This time the clue giver plays another card, either horizontally or vertically. Let's do one horizontally. So Hypatia is different to our mystery card. That means students have to eliminate someone who is similar to Hypatia. Again, this is surprisingly confusing, and not just for young children. Adults get it mixed up too, and even I do, and I've played this game hundreds of times. So make sure everybody is clear on what kind of person you need to eliminate before they start giving their reasons. In the second round, players have to eliminate 2 cards. Follow the same process as before, with students giving their opinions on which cards they think should be eliminated. But start with the second student this time, and go around so that the first student last time is now the last student. Each time you can rotate so everybody gets a chance being the decision maker. And after listening to all of the opinions, the decision maker isn't sure. They don't know who to choose. And this is normal. Here, if your students are up for it, they can just go into a free discussion now. Sometimes this gets a bit chaotic and some students tend to dominate. That's why we make sure that everybody gets to say their opinion first. Alternatively, you can structure it more again and have each student vote on who they think should be eliminated. And then the decision maker can come to a conclusion knowing that it is democratic. They've taken into account all of the votes of the others. They get rid of Princess Sisi and Boudica. Great! They're still in the game. Time for round 3. So rounds 3 and 4 continue the same pattern, but they get more tough because in round 3 you have to eliminate 3 cards, and in round 4 it's 4 cards. And this is really tough because by then there are only 6 cards remaining, so you're going from 6 down to 2. And most of the time this is where games fail. If players eliminate the mystery card, then everybody loses and the game ends. That's why it's always good to double check with the decision maker before anything is eliminated. Get them to collect all of the cards that they want to eliminate and eliminate them all together, rather than doing it one by one. And meanwhile, the clue giver is not allowed to give anything away. They're not allowed to squeal or cough or make any kind of signal that they've chosen the mystery card to be eliminated. If the players do make it to the 5th round, then it's a 50-50. Again, share your opinions as normal, and then they have to decide which one they're going to keep. The trouble is, by this point, the clue giver has used up all of their best clues usually, and it's not very helpful at the end, so it is still quite tricky. So they just have to eliminate one, they get rid of Charles Darwin, and hooray! They kept the mystery card. It survived right until the end, and everybody wins. If you're finding this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. It helps it spread to many more amazing teachers like you. Thanks. Now, the level of structure you use in this game really depends on your students. You can focus in on specific sentence patterns, just go for a vocabulary thing, or let them have a free-form discussion. If in doubt, start with quite a lot of structure and gently ease them off it. What you don't want to happen is students just going, this one, and not giving reasons why, not giving any language to justify their opinions. That has happened to me a couple of times with students who just want to race through it, go, yeah, that one, eliminate that one, eliminate that one, and no actual learning or practicing of English is being done. And it's not limited to just practicing people's appearances either. You can adapt it for other topics like food. I think we should eliminate the ice cream because it's sweet and the sandwich is savoury. Or places in town. I think we should get rid of the supermarket because that's a place where you buy food. The bakery is also a place where you buy food, and the mystery card is not like that. Now, the makers of the official Similo game don't have a version for food and for places in the town, so you could make a set of your own cards for the topics that you want to practice. But why would you do that when I've made them all for you already? I've created simple sets of vocabulary cards which you can use for Similo or any other game really. And there are loads of different topics, each with about 30 cards. You can get your hands on the PDF of all of them by clicking the link in the description below. Then you can print them out, and I recommend printing them on thick paper or card. It just plays a little bit better than normal paper. But if you only have normal paper, that's also fine. And no, my cards are nowhere near as pretty as the Similo cards. Firstly, I'm not an amazing illustrator, but secondly, and more importantly, I want them to be printer friendly, because you might want to print out quite a few copies and not waste a ton of printer ink. And that's the thing, you have unlimited copies. So if you do want to play with a bigger class and split them into smaller groups to play all at the same time, then you can do that, just print out multiple copies. Again, link down in the description where you can get your hands on the PDF right away. And if you want to learn about another game that practices speaking and parts of the body in this case, then check out my video on Monster Factory. It's super fun and there's a link to it right here. But for now, I've been Will from Enchanted ESL, wishing you all the joy and success in your teaching. See ya!